Did you know that honey could naturally taste like marshmallows, cinnamon, or butterscotch? I'm Jennifer with Bee-Licious Honey, and my partner Jeff and I started back in 2011 with 2 hives in our yard. We had just moved into my childhood home where my parents had just moved out, and we decided, let's have bees, let's plant a garden, let's have chickens, just do this whole thing. And we very quickly decided that we really became attached to the bees, and the chickens too, but the bees were much more important to us. And we started a small business where we sold our honey, very small business. We only had a few hives. We slowly found that there were just a lot of delicious honeys here in Oregon, like star thistle, meadowfoam, chicory, our clover, coriander. It's just several different ones that come from different plants here in Oregon. And so we decided to open a little store and let people know more about our Oregon honeys. And as we did that, we became more aware of honeys from all over the world that were really cool and unique that we thought everyone should try. So we brought in honeys from Greece and Spain and Italy, and we've just kind of kept going and going and going. And we've traveled to meet the distributors and the beekeepers from the different companies that we purchase this from. Today, I want to talk to you about one called Meadowfoam. Jeff and I feel like every honey has a story. Like there's just this immense amount of information about the honeys, and it's important for everyone to know about it because honey is just not honey. Like you don't just, there's more to a grocery store honey that you get. So today we're going to talk about, or I'm going to talk about Meadowfoam, and that's here from Oregon. It's our most Googled honey, and Oregon is very well known for Meadowfoam. So because this is my first time doing this, I'm going to have some notes here so I can make this sound as good as I can. So Meadowfoam is a plant that's associated with the Willamette Valley here in Oregon. Its botanical name is Limnanthus alba, and it is a low-growing flower that, I mean, when I say low, like it's just right there on the ground, and it's an annual, and it's like just creamy looking. So if you're driving down I-5 here in Oregon and between Corvallis and Eugene, you'll just look in the early spring, you'll look and you'll just see like foam on the hillsides. It's just gorgeous. And that foam is where Meadowfoam comes from. We started growing that in the 70s here, and it was grown because there was a change in some laws having to do with cosmetics and the oil that was being used. And they found that the seed to Meadowfoam worked well for cosmetics and hair products. So that was the original reason that they decided to start growing Meadowfoam here. We quickly found out, because you have to send bees over there and pollinate, so the beekeepers take the hives, and it's, I think, 3 hives per acre to the fields, these very large fields. And we found out, or I didn't personally find out until later, but that Meadowfoam honey, the nectar from Meadowfoam, is so unique. When we have honey tastings here, you know, we get this descriptions like from kids that it tastes like cotton candy, and adults it's like crème brûlée. It's like this combination of roasted marshmallows and vanilla, just supremely delicious and sweet. So we do send this honey all over the U.S. With orders because it's one that people have heard more about. The thing about Meadowfoam honey is that it grows early in the spring here, between May and June, which is typically extremely wet here. And it has a very short period, like 2 to 3 weeks. So many years it's kind of hit and miss, like are the bees going to be able to get out there and get the nectar and do their pollination, as we all hope they do, or is it just going to pour down rain during those 2 to 3 weeks and make it very difficult? So there are years that we have a higher yield than other years. And so it's kind of one of those honeys that's kind of hit and miss if you're going to get enough to let everyone try it or order it. what else can I tell you about that? Okay, so this flower, it is a little bit more unique as well. It is one that opens in the daytime and then closes in the evening. And when it's done with its time as a flower, it produces up to 5 little seeds. And those seeds, if you grow this in your yard, you can just let the seeds fall to the ground, and the next year you're going to get more meadowfoam. Or they're going to come and they're going to collect those seeds and they're going to use them for the cosmetics. So it has, like many things, has universal reasons to have it around. So I think the way I'll end this is that's our story about meadowfoam. And our goal is to do the same with all our other honeys that we have here. I mean, we have some very unique honeys. And even honeys that you may not think are unique. They just have a story behind them. So if you're interested in this and want to hear more, please subscribe. And we'll be back with the next honey, possibly from Oregon. And I think then we may move on to some Himalayan cliff honey, or even one of our newest honeys, which is Tualang honey from the Sumatra rainforest. We are the new U.S. distributors for this honey, and it has a whopping of a story. So I look forward to seeing you in some other videos here.